There's plenty of talk around universal health coverage, which is one of the things that you have also touched on in recent times. Yeah. And Professor Itayo Lambo was at your conference yesterday, and he talked about, I think we should first of all play, his explanation for our viewers, so that we can contextualize what precisely the dream is for universal health coverage.
Universal health coverage means, listen to that very well, all people and communities can use promotional, preventive, curative, rehabilitative, and palliative health services they need. They can use services they need of sufficient quality so that the services can be effective, while also ensuring that services does not expose the user to financial hardship.
That's definitely, sounds like utopia. Yeah. All people should be able to use services they need without financial hardship.
Yep.
Isn't that a pipe dream? For him, he said that when that plan was conceived, and launched here in Nigeria, they were looking at 2025 as the deadline. He said, President Obasanjo just said, no, 2015 was the deadline he was given. This is 2018, and we seem really far from that ideal of universal health coverage. Is this a pipe dream?
Well, I think it's a dream, because by now, if National Health Insurance Scheme is mandatory for all Nigerians, including extending it to the hinterland with community social insurance scheme, would have been there. Because the idea between health insurance is to pool resources together and let anybody anywhere that is accredited should have access to health care, right from primary health care level to secondary health care level.
NHIS is in place.
It is in place.
But even the people who are registered on other plans, are they happy? Is that what is actually playing out?
Initially, they were not happy, but most of them now, at least, can access, if you are accredited, if you are enrolled into the system, you can access health care. Definitely, it is working. But what we are saying is that the coverage is low, about 4%. By now, based on the projection, we should be hitting somewhere between 60–70% of coverage.
What do you think we need to do to ensure that more Nigerians buy in on the plan?
It is very simple. We should extend it to state government. State government should buy into social community health insurance scheme, which is a component of national health insurance scheme. Then the local government too, the artisan, the farmers in the villages have a system, a traditional system of credit system, the credit system. They harvest their produce and market it or cost it, and government can now buy into this produce and value the cost. Certain percentage of that can be pulled into national health insurance scheme. And anybody in the village, even the artisan, should be able to have access. They don't have to pay out of pocket into anybody. Even the private hospitals who are accredited should be able to provide services to any enrollee. That is the principle behind social health insurance.
Some people will say that these are the kinds of ideals that they expect to see the NMA pushing for. They want the NMA to be at the forefront of these kinds of demands, as a pressure group. But what they say is that it seems the NMA is more of a union looking after the welfare of its members. Of course, no one can begrudge you if you look after your members. But then, it seems to be coming at the expense of health provisions to Nigeria, to Nigerians. Would you agree with them?
I would not agree. NMA has been in the forefront, advocating. Could remember last year, there was a peaceful procession from our offices to Aso Rock here in Abuja, then all over the Federation, asking that government should implement at least some component of National Health Act in addition to enforcing and making national health insurance mandatory for all Nigerians. We are in the forefront. So if anybody is saying we're only looking for welfare package for our members, I don't think it is very true. Of course, what is bad in a doctor saying he must be compensated if he has done a lot for the system?
Your demands, I mean, what the NMA has been is now known for. I mean, where a lot of Nigerians know when we talk about the NMA now is strikes. Yeah. I mean, you seem to be very vehement when it comes to things that have to do with the welfare of your members, not things like this. You talked about a march that happened last year, October 2017, to be precise. Sure. I think you notified people of that march in 2016. It happened in 2017. Look at the time lapse. Yeah.
Well, it is a recurrent, advocacy move. For us, the demand for our welfare package goes, in parallel with advocacies.
Are you a pressure group? I mean, are you a union or are you a pressure group?
We are professional groups. But as a professional, if you stay in Nigeria without making noise, nobody will hear you. We are not supposed to go on strike. Strike should be the last option. We have explored all the options. We have explored. But thank God, during my time, I engaged government proactively.
We'll come to that shortly. Let's talk about the speech. I mean, the Vice President did admit that health and human capital development has been, the talk around town now for quite some time. And you witnessed only recently that speech by philanthropist Bill Gates at the expanded next session. How did you feel as president of the NMA when you heard some of the statistics reeled out about Nigeria's healthcare sector?
I feel bad because Nigeria should not be found with that poor health indices in the midst of plenty. We are suffering. We have resources. Singapore doesn't have the kind of resources we have. They don't have petroleum. Here we have. So we have a lot of resources that can take care. But the political will of successful government is not there.
And as a people, do you think that we're learning any lessons? I mean, it was very depressing, for want of a better word. I mean, to hear Mr. Bill Gates talk about Nigeria and, the work he's been doing here. They say he had the right to talk about Nigeria in that manner because of how much he has invested, and how much we still rely on donor funds. Do you think that as a people we're putting our money where our mouth is? I find it very interesting that you talk about the title of this year's 58 Delegates Conference was Quality Healthcare, an Indicator of Good Governance. Would you say that we are putting our money where our mouth is?
No. Every government in Nigeria, of course, they say healthcare is in the concurrent list. But we are not serious. We must put healthcare, making health as a business like any other business. We must attract investment into health. We must make sure there is adequate monitoring of funds coming into health and plugging loopholes of leakages. So,
I would follow up a bit on your thoughts. We'll have to take a moment now. We will also ask when we come back, why is it so difficult to attract investment into Nigeria's healthcare sector? In just a moment, please stay with us.